Okay, let's start. Today we're going to be talking about composition of functions. Okay, let's put this over here. So, our first example is going to be f times x equals 2x plus 4, and g of x equals 1/2 x plus 2. Now, you'll have a question that'll look like this. F times g of x equals what? Now this means you're going to take the g of x function and plug it into the f function. So that's going to look like f times g of x equals 2 times 1/2 x plus 2 plus 4. And then we can come over and start simplifying that. So that would then be x plus 4 plus 4. So then f times g of x equals x plus 8. And this would be your answer. Our next example is very similar to the first. You'll have two functions, f of x equals 4x squared plus root 3, g of x equals 2 over 3x, and then the question will be g times f of x equals what? Now remember, you're taking the f of x function and plugging it into the g. So g times f of x equals 2 over 3 times 4x squared plus root 3. So then g times f of x equals 2 over 12x squared plus 3 root 3. And then, of course, you can factor out a 3, so then finally it would be g times f of x equals 2 over 4x squared plus root 3. Here's another example you might have. F times f of x equals what? So sometimes you only have one function onto itself. So then that would be f times f of x equals 4 times 4x squared plus root 3 plus root 3. So then it would come down to 16x squared plus 4 root 3 plus root 3, and then 16x squared plus, and then here's where I got my calculator out and did the math, and I got 8.660, and I rounded to 3 decimal places. And so this would then be f times f of x equals 16x squared plus 8.660. Our last example is when you're given a number instead of just the x variable. And so the answer you're going to get will also be a number. So here we have the same two equations, same two functions, and the question is f times g of 4. So now what you first do is you're going to plug in 4 into the g of x function, and then you're going to plug in that answer into the f of x function. So g of 4 equals 2 times 3 times 4, and so that equals 2 over 12, and then finally 1/6. So you're then going to plug in 1/6 into the f of x function. So f of x equals 4 times 1/6 squared plus root 3. And then you can go ahead and use your calculators on this one. So then times g of 4 equals about, and I rounded it again to 3 decimal places, 1.843. And this is your answer.